Hello and welcome back to Confidence in Christ with Kayla. Today we are in Philippians chapter 1, and over the next 3 days we are going to dive into verses 9 through 11. And the reason is because the way I kind of look at it and I've been taught is like verse 9 is the what, verse 10 is the why, and verse 11 is how. And it's kind of just a kind of mini blueprint that Paul gives us and gives the church of Philippi. So we are going to dive into verse 9 today, which is the what portion of the what, why, and how. So Paul says, "And this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight." So he starts out the book by just kind of talking to the Philippians, telling them how much he loves them, and that even though he is in chains at the moment, like he is still able to preach the gospel to the guards, even like he's finding people to reach for Jesus, even when he is being imprisoned and tied up. And he's trying to give them encouragement that like, hey, if I can do this in prison, like you can do this out in the rest of the world. And so this is his prayer for them, and this is the what. So this is what he's trying to get across to them, that our love, or their love, may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight. So he wants them to love deeper, to love like Christ. And it's not just a kind of superficial like, yeah, I love you. It's like it's a depth, because he talks about he wants us to love more and more in knowledge and depth of insight. So he really wants us to grasp how we're loving, why we're loving, what that looks like, and a depth that isn't just surface, that goes deep into our hearts, that if we see something happen to these people, like our hearts are broken for them, not just oh, that's sad, like we really feel for them. And that's what he's trying to impress onto the people of Philippi. He's like, hey, like I love you so deeply. Like he's explaining to them how much he loves them, and he wants them to reciprocate that to others. And he's like, this is how much I love you. Like it is deep, and you are so well seated in my heart that like I am devastated if something happens to you. So to help you not walk through that like devastation, like please heed my warning, like take what I'm teaching you. And right here he tells them, like, first off, this is what I want you to do. I really need you to love more and more, not just to stop, not to be like, well, like that's good enough. Like I don't need to care that much. He wants us to love like Christ, knowing why and having that depth. Now that is more of a charge for us. It might be confidence boosting for us, because we can kind of look at Paul and see how he loved and how he just like ministered to others. But to me, it's just more of like a challenge that Paul gives me. Like, okay, this is how I want you to love. Like, am I loving like this? Am I seeing others in this light? It's just good questions to kind of mull over as we go through these next few days and we find out the why he wants us to do it, and then how he has explained to us to carry out this love. So I will see you back here tomorrow, and we will go into the why Paul wants us to love this way.